I've had a lot of people hop into my streams asking how I'm playing RuneScape on controller. For those of you who don't know, I have a controller locked Iron Man, and I decided to make this video to kind of explain my setup and how I'm actually able to achieve this. The way this works is by using Steam's controller support and enabling the controller to be used anywhere on your computer. So you will need Steam installed on your computer as well as any external controller. I use an Xbox One, but any other controller should work. Alternatively, you can use a Steam Deck and just run it off of there, but that's not what this video is for. To get started, open up Steam, and in the top left, you're going to click on this Steam tab. Down to settings, we'll open up this new window. On the left hand side, go down to controller. This is what mine looks like. I currently have my Xbox controller plugged in. If I unplug it, you'll see it looks a little bit different. Either way, you should be able to scroll down and enable the settings for the controller you're using. For me, I have this input for Xbox controllers turned on. Using a PlayStation, use it here. Basically, if it makes sense for your controller, turn it on. The only other option you want to look at is going to be turn off controllers when exiting big picture mode. Make sure that is disabled. This will allow you to use your controller with the rest of your computer. Otherwise, for this page, you're going to scroll to the bottom and look at desktop layout and click on edit. Once you're on this page, it might look a little bit different than mine. Don't worry about it. We can just ignore everything at this moment and just click on edit layout. Inside the edit layout is where you're going to do most of your changes. This is how you're going to map all of your keybinds to your controller itself. So I'm going to go through what I have, kind of just explain what they are, and I'll have a side-by-side comparison with how they correlate in the game. So on this first page with the buttons, A button is going to be my space key. I'm going to use this for skipping through dialogue faster when talking with people. B is going to be my escape key, so I can quickly exit menus like my bank or other things like that, getting to the logout screen. X and Y are my zoom in, zoom out, so they're bound to scroll wheel up and scroll wheel down. My left bumper is my shift key, so that way I can do things like shift walk under bosses or deposit all or shift drop. Right bumper is currently unbound to anything. These extended buttons don't apply to my controller. And then these menu buttons down here, I just have the escape key and the tab key. They're not really bound to anything in game that I use too much. The D-pad is probably the biggest one that I get questions about. This is how I use my F keys. So in RuneLite, I have my F keys rebound to 1, 2, 3, 4. And the D-pad correlates to all of those. So these ones primarily used for my main inventory tabs. So the left D-pad will be bound to number 1, and that is for my combat options. Up D-pad is for my actual inventory. Right D-pad is for my prayer, and the bottom D-pad is for my spell book. For triggers, so this is where we start looking at behaviors. You can change different behaviors here. That'll make more sense here in a minute. But essentially, my right trigger is left mouse button, and my left trigger is right mouse button. Your basic left and right clicks from your mouse, they are inverted because it makes more sense to me using a controller, but whatever works for you, go ahead and change those. For joystick, this is the behaviors that we're actually going to be looking at. So the right joystick is going to be joystick mouse mode. That is going to be my actual cursor movement. And then if I push in the joystick, it's control key. So that way I can toggle between running and sprinting as needed for certain activities. And then the left joystick is going to be directional pad. This is because I'm using it as my camera. So up on the joystick is my W key, down is the S key, left is A, and right is D key. So that just controls the entire camera. Alternatively, clicking in the left stick allows me to use my right stick to move the camera faster. This is the same as if you middle mouse click in the game with a mouse and keyboard. Once you have all of your keybinds set, you can go ahead and apply those and then click back. If you copied the same ones as me, you'll have these similar options here. You can disable these two. Once again, I'm not using any extended buttons, so those are disabled. And then this joystick sensitivity is going to be my mouse sensitivity. Be mindful that when you are binding controls to your keyboard, that you can only bind one key per button on your controller. If you bind 2 keys or multiple actions to your controller, that is considered macroing, and you can get banned for that. Just to keep it simple, 1 key per button on your controller. I hope you found this helpful. If not, let me know. Otherwise, have a great day.